Has your mind ever felt like an internet browser with too many tabs open? At the end of a workday, you feel mentally fried and scattered, realizing that you've been busy but not productive. Over the last couple of years, I've been experimenting with dozens of different tools to help me improve my focus. And although most of them didn't work for me, I found a handful of things that made a big improvement in my ability to concentrate for long periods of time without losing focus. In turn, this has saved me a lot of time and made me much more productive. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 6 brilliant investments that I made that significantly leveled up my focus and mental clarity. And the best part is, these are cheap and easily accessible to most people, so for just a small investment, you can get a whole lot in return. Now this first tool is really simple and it's probably my most used item on this list. It's this desk timer that I use to create a routine of when exactly to work intensely and when to take breaks. Every time I start a task at my desk, I set this timer so that I have a specific time frame to work in. And this just allows me to concentrate more fully on the job that I'm doing without the mental load of time management. And when it's time to take a break, the timer goes off and it tells me, go for a break, and I go for maybe a walk or something, or I listen to some music just to get my mind off the work for a bit so that when I come back to it, I'm able to be energetic and focused again. I use this thing every day and it makes focusing on things like reading and writing and other cognitively demanding tasks a lot easier. I recommend you get one with a visual that shows how much time you have left. Now this next tool is something that I use in conjunction with my desk timer. Several months ago, I realized that even though I was spending a lot of time at my work desk, I wasn't sure how much of that time was actually being spent productively. So to get an objective view of how much time I'm spending in focus, I decided to start tracking the number of focused hours that I get done each day and each week. I dusted off this old mini whiteboard that I found laying around in my room, and I placed it on my desk. Onto this whiteboard, I marked a tally for each hour of focused work that I would get done each day. And at the end of the week, I could see how many hours did I dedicate to focused deep work. And the results of the first week were frankly pretty horrifying. I just realized that I wasn't focusing much, that I would be doing a lot of multitasking, and I'd be sitting at my desk like working, but in reality I was just checking various different websites, scrolling like news feeds and forums, and I wasn't actually doing anything that would move the needle with the projects that I was working on. This whiteboard was a real wake-up call for me to start reorganizing my workflow and avoiding distractions as much as possible. And I use this thing every day now to track how many hours of focused work I get done, and at the end of the week I add up the total number of focused hours and I put it all into a Google spreadsheet, which then converts it into a visual graph where I can see my focus trending over the weeks. And this just gives me a little bit of extra motivation and extra bit of objective data to show me, how am I doing in terms of my focus and my productivity. And it kind of makes deep work into a bit of a game for me because I'm always trying to beat the previous week's score. I'm always thinking, how can I make myself a little bit more focused? How can I put a little bit more time into the things that really matter to me this week? And how can I remove more distractions from my life as I'm going forward? How many times have you found yourself losing precious time of your life browsing randomly on social media or some forum or just some news feed? You don't even care about it, but you're just browsing because you told yourself you're just going to check something really quickly, and before you know it, you spent hours going down some random rabbit hole that's not actually benefiting you in any way and has nothing to do with the important tasks that you actually need to be doing that day. To solve this problem, there's this app called Freedom. It allows you to intentionally restrict access to distracting websites and apps on your phone and on your computer during work sessions. This solves the problem of a scattered attention that is being put into a bazillion different things on your computer. Instead, you're able to go laser sharp into the thing that you're trying to do, and you can get much better quality work done because of it. Now, this next one can be really useful for you, especially if you're someone who consumes caffeine like I do. Now, I love coffee, but sometimes I get a little bit jittery from it. And a while back, I started to look for ways to mitigate this jitteriness. And that's when I discovered this thing called L-theanine, which is a supplement that you can take. You can find at most health food stores. Now, L-theanine is an amino acid that's primarily found in green tea. And a lot of people in the nootropics community attribute it to giving them the biggest boost in terms of focus and relaxation. This supplement has been shown to promote alpha and theta brainwaves, which are the same brainwaves you get from meditation, for instance. Now, typically when you're distracted, when you're overthinking, you're unable to focus, that's when you're in a beta brainwave state. L-theanine helps you move away from beta brainwaves into alpha and theta, which is where you're alert, but you're also relaxed without being drowsy. So it's this really nice combo that makes it a lot easier for you to focus on cognitively demanding tasks. I don't use this supplement every day. I use it when I'm feeling a little bit extra stressed, maybe because of some workload, or because, I'm maybe just feeling distracted for some reason. I'll take a bit of L-theanine with some coffee during these times, and it helps me out. It's not a huge effect that you get from it, but it's just enough for it to be noticeable and actually beneficial. I recommend you get it, especially if you're a caffeine drinker. This next one is often overlooked, but actually an incredibly impactful investment. How many times have you set goals for yourself only to find them slowly fading away from your awareness as daily life takes over? This is where having a coach can really help you stay focused and consistent with your efforts towards your long-term goals. I remember at one point in my life, I was feeling really stuck and just directionless with my life. And a coach at that time really helped me actually figure some things out and get a sense of purpose in my life and really feel like I'm being productive, I'm moving towards an objective in my life, and I'm making progress. Just having someone who's dedicated to helping you stay focused on what matters and pushing you to move past obstacles, I think is the fastest way I've found to get out of this kind of rut of just not feeling focused, of being distracted and just not having a purpose, not having a vision for your life. Shameless plug, I currently offer coaching services, so if you're interested in that, click the link in the description of this video and schedule a free coaching conversation with me. Even this free coaching session that I provide, that will already give you some clarity and you'll get a lot of value out of that in and of itself. And then if you're interested in further working with me, then we can talk about that more on the call. Now, the last item on this list is simple: noise cancelling headphones. If you work in any kind of public spaces, you need a pair of good quality noise cancelling headphones. Now, these days you can get them very affordably. I have the Sony XM4s, which are definitely not the most affordable on the line, but they are very comfortable and very good quality. They really filter out the noise from your environment. So I recommend you get those if you have the budget for it. But really, a lot of good quality options out there right now for under 100 euros, even under 50 euros, you can find some noise cancelling headphones. And that's it. These are the investments that have made the biggest difference in my ability to focus for long periods of time, all for a very small investment. And when you stack them together, that's where you really get a lot of leverage on your own attention. I hope this inspired you to upgrade how you work and how you set up your work environment, even just a little bit. Thanks for watching.